everybody. Today we will talk about Bichon frise grooming. My name is Anna Bardysheva, and this is Bichon frise male. His name is Lexus. So, to get started, first of all, we will wash the dog. And for wash this dog, I use simple moisturizing shampoo, double times, and also conditioner. Even if you prepare your dog for the dog show, it's really important to moisturizing your coat. So after we brush our dog with hair dryer, and always check double the layer closer to skin. All the tangles normally it's always on the skin. So always check while you dry your Bichon frise, always check that you have no tangles inside. Then we get started to work with scissors. So for Bichon frise grooming you will need few scissors. I use straight scissors like this. This is 8-inch. I will use also straight scissors like this. This is 7-inch. Also strong curved scissors and thinner scissors. We will need these scissors for maybe some place around the legs and also for the face. So, but first I will use only straight scissors. So I prefer to start from the loin, and to make a nice proportion you need to remember that the Bichon frise must be a little bit longer body than his tall on the shoulders. So by the standard, the perfect proportion when his length on the shoulders, it's 25% less than length of the body. So we can first of all check his real format. So we check how high he is on the shoulders. So he's 27. If we take one of 4 parts, it will be around 6.5, and then it means that body must be 34 centimeters. So as you see, he's perfect dog. In this case, I can make the coat on top line quite short. But if you have too long body dog, I suggest you to leave little bit more coat on the top line, so he will be little bit more higher on the shoulders and format will look better. So for this dog we will keep only 1 centimeter on the top line. So check the last rib, check his pelvis, and make this surface we make absolutely straight and parallel with the table. To be sure that you make a right thing, you can put your eyes one level with the scissors and start to look. When you groom, you should look only about your scissors, only at the scissors. If you look how your scissors is move and you're sure that your scissors move parallel with the table, then the surface will be also parallel with the table. If you will work like you watch only on the coat, you can make a mistake. So watch careful at your scissors. If you're not sure that you make right length, you can use the comb. You put it on the skin with angle you would like to get the length of the coat. Then you put it like this and you use your comb as a holder to make a right level of the coat. So first step, we make surface on the loin absolutely parallel with the table. When you use your comb, you try to brush coat from inside. So from inside you take the coat like that and brush without touch the tips of the coat. So next line we will do the croup and the hips behind. So to be sure that you make nicely croup by the standard should be round, and to get a nicely angulation we must make this point as much as possible shorter. the level of this point, to show that his high tie and low tie is equal, we will try to get this point on the middle between the table and his top line. So it will be round here. You can also use the measure to make sure that you make a right thing. So first I will do first touch here behind. Then the pelvis, you should touch his bone, find the pelvis. From this point to this point we will make round line. To be sure that you make a nicely round, you should stay in front of the dog. Put your scissors, cross the dog, and follow with your scissors like you follow by the clock. In this clock system, this point is 12 o'clock and this point around 7 o'clock. In this case, even with the straight scissors, you will make nicely round line. Secondary, to prove your line, it's better to clean the middle. So I will brush the coat to the middle of the dog. I will put the scissors little bit bevel to the middle and clean the middle to get the view like he have really sexy ass, not grandmother ass, like this. In this case also the point of buttocks will have nicely distance between each other. So the body will look absolutely strong, like it should be by the standard. If you have long body dog, it's better to keep this triangle in front of the tail to make the false tail. In this case, his top line will look shorter. In our case, we doesn't need to keep this coat, so I put the tail to the another side, little bit hold it, and clean this line. So I prefer to use first of all scissors and then finish with a clipper around the anus. In this case, I can move the point of tail set in perfect position. Even if the tail set is a little bit low, I will put the point of tail set here. So when you make a first cut, you can also little bit polishing your surface. When you make a first cut, it's really important that your scissors must be really open. But when you're polishing, you can open the scissors only for 30 degrees like this and make more cutting move and faster. And when I'm polishing, I don't try to change my shape, I try just to follow my shape. So don't try to grab the coat. Okay, when you create the croup line, the next step, for the European grooming, we prefer to show really angulation view of the back legs. In this case, we try to rise the hook joint in as much as possible higher. So in this, because of that, I will try to make first of all the fingers, because this is level of the coat which will hold my line here. So you can see we make roundless. So first of all you make this line and then you can rise your legs like that and polishing the surface around the fingers. I try to keep all the coat and make just round surface. Then I rise the coat here, put the scissors as much as possible more extreme angle to the table and make the line surface for the low tie behind, with holding the tips of the scissors to the dog. When you finish the line, you make soft connection. Also, with holding your scissors, cross the dog, like this. This coat necessary to make few times. Polishing, because this coat is really move. So try to make it few times. When you finish this line, you should make the side limits. So in this case, we're standing behind the dog. First, we will make this side. And you should try to make it just vertical line. If you're not sure that you make right thing, you can put on the coat your comb and hold it like a level for your scissors. It will be much more easy to make a right line. Even if your eyes make sometimes mistake. Then you rise the coat again and you're polishing your line. For the show dogs, it's better to keep all the volume of the coat. For the pets, of course, it can be much more shorter. Then, when you're finishing your vertical line, as you remember, we have line parallel, and here we have vertical. Now we have the rib here. We should make it roundless. So first cut, I will put my scissors 45 degrees to the table and follow by this corner. Now I have two more corners, so I will try to make this sharp point softer and this sharp point softer. In this case, you can see, if I turn the dog to you, you will see, now it's already look absolutely round, and I need only polishing. So it's really important that you should make roundless with straight scissors. Now this volume. Actually, this volume makes the body looks little bit longer. This is why I prefer to make this corner little bit shorter. So I stand behind, put the scissors 45 degrees to the dog, and make this line more compact. So even from the side, he starts to look more compact. So as I can say, this pretty S should be not like Brazilian S. It should be quiet, balanced, and nice. More elegant. This corner also, to prove angulation, we can make this corner a little bit deeper. You can make this corner with standing behind, or you can put your eyes a little bit from the front. Now look with me from the top view. So you can see it's not so big bottom, it should be quite elegant. And from the top view, it looks like that. For the inner surface, if the dog little bit narrow when he moves, it's better to make it shorter. If your dog is really wide with his body, you can leave this level absolutely vertical and totally from the middle of the dog. I prefer to finish the balls as a last step of the grooming, because some boys it's really nervous about the balls. So if you're shaving as a first touch, the balls sometimes they're standing not so nice. So you can finish it at the last 5 minutes of your grooming. So when you make a vertical line here and here, for sure you need to finish these corners to make the leg look soft. But you should remember that the leg must to cover the table, so it's look like an elephant leg, not like a poodle. So when I finish this line, I make also soft connection in the corners to show the good angulations. So the front surface of the leg behind, I prefer to make later when I finish my front leg and front line. Then it's more easy to make a right decision about the middle of the dog. So we get started to work with the front leg. So for the front leg, it also should be like elephant leg. If you have soft coat dog, it's better to also get started to work from fundament. But because it's elephant leg, you should just brush the coat on the first level to the table and just polishing the surface around the fingers with one position with the table surface. So you can see it should be like elephant leg. Then we get started to work with the leg. For the front leg, it's really important. 3 important points. How high your leg, the position of the leg under the body, and also the volume. So for the level, I prefer to use also the middle between table and top line. So we already make the middle here. We can use the same level for the leg to show the nice elbow position. About the position of the leg, how it's deeper under the body. Because the Bichon frise have nice angulations of the shoulders, also it's important that the elbow must be under the top of the withers. So we make this line, and we should try to make this line as a middle. So you can see we will cut more from the front and keep coat behind. How much coat we should cut off? We take the volume of the low tie behind here, and I will try to make the same volume in the front legs. So I will cut off probably 1 finger. You can also put the level for yourself to this point to make a right decision. So after you make the answer about 3 important points, you should get started to work. First of all, you put the scissors absolutely across the dog and you make a vertical line. If you're not sure with your scissors that you make a vertical line, if you sometimes make mistakes, you can put your comb to the coat like that and use the comb like a level for your scissors. Then you will never make any mistake, because you can easily measure your scissoring by the comb. And behind you can make the same thing, like that. For the surface behind, I will just only little bit polishing, and I will try to keep all this coat. Then I will make the surface on the side. For this surface, it's also really important that it should be vertical line, absolutely. So you can see by the comb, you can use the comb like that to make absolutely vertical line. It's only for the first cut. doesn't need to groom always like that. If you're absolutely sure with your eyes, you just make a vertical line, totally cross the leg and the body, so you just cut straight up everything. And you should try to keep all the volume which coat can keep. For the inner surface, you can just groom from the middle. Like that. But if for you it's not easy to grab the coat from the inner surface, first make the first cut on the corner here. Then you can raise your leg. Сейчас надо будет сверху немножко снять. You can raise your leg in more comfortable position and groom it like that, but you should always remember, don't try to keep your scissors parallel with the leg. Then you will get a triangle on the inner surface. Keep withholding the tips to the middle of the dog, like that. So it will look like you make more short on the bottom and keep more long on the closer to chest. In this case, you will get absolutely vertical line, and it's necessary only to polishing a little bit. When you make 4 lines, 4 surface, you make looks like a square. So to get a nicely round shape, you put for each one corner 45 degrees to the dog. Scissors, you put 45 degrees to the dog here, then you take out sharp point and one more sharp point. Then this corner, you put 45 degrees to the dog, then you take out sharp point, sharp point. Then inner corner, the same, you put 45 degrees to the dog, like this. Then you take out sharp point, and the last rib, from inside, you put 45 degrees, sharp point and sharp point. If you will cut off each one corner equal, then you will get a really nicely round shape. Unfortunately, if you try to cut like that, you can make a mistake. Or if you try to cut like that, you can make a mistake. So for the show dog, for me, it's more easy to create the shape when he's hold his leg natural position. So the next touch, I will just polishing. For the polishing front leg, you already can use the strong curved scissors. And also I try to follow his natural body. Even if the legs is not vertical position, even if the leg is little bit with the anatomy mistake, I will make the shape around the leg absolutely vertical to the table and absolutely straight lines. In this case, I don't prefer to raise the leg to groom it. I prefer to keep it natural on the table. So when we're polishing, we try to not cut too much. We're just sliding on the surface, like you doesn't want to cut nothing. So in this case, we will cut only the some small points, and you will never change your shape. If you come closer and look, you will see that I try to cut just a little. So you can see it's not so much coat under the dog. So, and also I don't open too much scissors. I open only on the 30 degrees. And polishing all around the leg. So when we get our front leg, next step we will work with the front line here. So to put the chest in the nice level, I will use the middle between the top line and the elbow level, and I will try to put the shoulder point and the chest level exactly to this point, even if the chest is a little bit more down. So first I will cut the corner between the low jaw and neck. Normally it's a level, it's a point where you put the leash. This is our border between the head and the neck. Short, 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 short. Then I will put the scissors to the table with small angle, and I will groom this surface with a small angle to the table. The angle is around 10 degrees probably. And the next step, from this level, from the chest level, I will put my scissors already with a small angle to the front legs. But this angle will be around 30 degrees. So a little bit more expressive to show the good chest level. And also the nice level of the shoulder point. And you should try to make it just straight. So if you look in front, this surface will be absolutely straight. So when you follow to the front leg, you try to not grab your colonna shape, just to follow between the legs in without cutting your shape of the legs. Then you grab this corner and just keep it softer connection with your front line. This corner also should be a little bit softer. So when you create your line, you make the corner a little bit softer, polishing. Stay, 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 stay. Also, this volume also can make the body look longer. This is why this corner between the side limit and front limit, I will try to cut more. So I will cut this line like a natural line straight up from the front leg. I was holding my scissors 45 degrees to the dog. So when we cut this line shorter, the body will also look shorter when we look from the side. And we will get the absolutely Bichon frise shape in front. So it should be never look like a poodle. So once again, this was 10 degrees and 30 degrees with soft connection to the front legs. When you get the front line and you get the line behind, it's more easy to make the middle. To get the nicely view of the middle, I start to work from the underline. To get a nice underline, first of all, we start from the limit of the front leg here, and we should finish on the loin, so closer to the last rib. To get a nice level, I will start with level little bit deeper than the elbow level. And for the dogs, which one is long body, I prefer to make this line with little angle, so he will look more compact. with a nice compact body, I prefer to make this level a little bit more parallel with the body, more parallel with the table.